Hello everyone, my name is Quinn Knight and welcome back to the channel, and today we'll be ranking every hero in Star Wars Battlefront II from worst to best, and this was a very difficult list to put together, as you can probably imagine, because nearly every hero is very usable and can be great when used correctly. That being said, it's undeniable that some heroes are much more sustainable and, more importantly, versatile than others. The biggest deciding factor when putting this list together was just how consistently useful the heroes are. Certain characters can dominate in some situations but are very weak in others. I also did my best to balance their usefulness between different game modes, so if a hero is very overpowered in one game mode but quite weak in another, that would balance itself out to put them somewhere in the middle. I played this game quite a lot. If you've stopped by my streams, you'll know how much I prefer the blaster heroes over the saber users, as I find them to be much less situational in Galactic Assault, but I also went over to my Discord and asked the community over there how they would rank the hero so we could get some different opinions in there, and I took a lot of their opinions into consideration when putting this list together. By the way, if you do want to join our brand new Discord, the link is in the description. We just made this server the day before yesterday and it is already booming. With all of that being said, I would love to do another one of these videos for the villains in Battlefront 2, so if you'd like to see another video ranking all of the villains, let me know by leaving this video a like, and if I see enough people wanting that, I'll be sure to make that video for you ASAP. Also, if you feel that a certain hero is too high or too low on this list, absolutely feel free to let me know in the comment section. I would love to hear your thoughts. If you guys are new around here and you love all things Star Wars, absolutely feel free to subscribe. In the last 30 days, we have gained over 22,000 new subscribers, which is absolutely mind-boggling, and I want to thank you all so much for that. But anyways guys, with all that being said, let's get into this. So coming in at our number 8 spot, we have Luke Skywalker, and if you played the game much, you probably saw this coming. I mean, everyone and their mother has been begging for a Luke buff since the game came out, and if you're watching this at a later date, hopefully they made some changes and made him much more powerful. When you compare Luke Skywalker to Rey, he just doesn't hold up. Rey's lightsaber deals more damage than Luke has less health than Rey, and Rey's abilities are leagues better in nearly every way. His repulse has a very long animation that makes him extremely vulnerable and doesn't do enough damage to kill any of the infantry classes. His saber rush only deals 100 damage, meaning it won't kill 3 out of the 4 infantry classes, and his force push is okay at best. It's really nice on ledges, but for the most part it just doesn't deal enough damage to the enemy. In Galactic Assault, Luke is almost certainly the worst light side hero, and in HVV he is okay at best, but if you really want to use a saber user, Rey is a much better option. Taking our number 7 spot, we have Yoda, and even at number 7, we are already getting into heroes that are pretty dang good in certain situations. The reason I've placed him above Luke is, well, Yoda is actually pretty useful in Galactic Assault. Sometimes. His block is without a doubt the best of any for Galactic Assault, as he can absorb things other users cannot, like explosive damage from Boba Fett's rockets or grenades from any of the infantry, and at certain choke points, Yoda's Unleash ability is so good it almost feels broken, and his presence is very nice for tanking damage and boosting your teammates. His dash ability is okay, it deals 130 damage which will one-shot specialists, and really the only bad thing about Yoda in Galactic Assault is his regular saber attack deals less damage than any of the other saber users in the game, and also has the slowest animation of any of the lightsaber heroes or villains, which can be very annoying, especially if you're trying to take out more than one enemy. Yoda is very much a hit and run hero in Galactic Assault. Having your abilities at the ready is a must, but when you do, he is very useful. What makes Yoda rank so low is how absolutely awful he is in HVV. Yoda cannot block saber users, and while that isn't a problem in Galactic Assault most of the time, it's always an issue in HVV. His abilities also just don't deal enough damage against enemy villains. His lightsaber attack is weaker than everyone else, and his animation is just too slow. The only reason to use him in HVV would be to buff your teammates, but now we have Finn for that, so you really don't need him. Yoda is pretty good in Galactic Assault, but one of the weakest when it comes to heroes versus villains. Next up, we have Lando Calrissian, and I actually love Lando. He's really good. The only problem is, well, there are other heroes that are even better. His Disabler is one of the best abilities in the game, and is pretty much a shock grenade that gives you wall hacks. If you use Lando in HVV, anyone shocked by the Disabler is pretty much a free kill, and if you're being chased down, using his Disabler to shock your adversaries will get you out of almost any situation. His Sharpshooter is an excellent counter to Boba Fett. If you combine it with his increased range star card in Galactic Assault, you can snipe players from halfway across the map. His smoke grenade is a little underwhelming, and I do think his gun could use a little bit of a damage boost overall, but apart from those small nitpicks, Lando is excellent in both Galactic Assault and HVV. He also has very low health regeneration and no cards that allow him to regenerate his health, which can make him feel somewhat fragile at times, but overall, he's pretty damn good. Our number 5 spot goes to Han Solo, and Han is absolutely downright amazing in the right hands. I can't stress that enough. His strength is definitely heroes versus villains, and in that game mode, I would say he's probably the second best overall. His DL-44 deals the highest damage of any pistol in Battlefront 2, his detonite charge is great for taking out groups of villains and stunning them for a free kill, and his shoulder charge is also very nice for stunning anyone trying to chase you down. Whenever I play HVV, I almost always want to pick Han before he's taken, just because his damage output is so strong. In Galactic Assault, you guys probably all know this, he's very situational. If you can sit around a choke point and blow people up with your detonite charge, he's very powerful, but he can really struggle when he's out in the open at all. There are a lot of phases where other heroes will be much better choices in GA, and that's why he had to be ranked pretty middle of the road for this list. The biggest detriment to Han is his fragility. He is downright a glass cannon. He has the lowest health of any of the light side heroes, and also has no way to buff his health or regenerate his health like some of the other blaster heroes. I tried to be as impartial as possible when putting this list together, and even as much of a Han main as I am, there are still 4 heroes that are even better. Taking our number 4 spot, we have Chewbacca, aka the most broken hero in Heroes vs. Villains. Yeah, I think we all know just how good Chewie is in HVV. For the most part, I've just been refusing to use Chewie in HVV during my live streams because it just makes me feel bad absolutely pub stomping everyone with no effort. His shock grenade combined with his furious bowcaster can take down even a max Darth Vader in 4 to 5 shots, and his ground slam will stun them and damage them even further. Out of all the heroes and villains, Chewie is by far the best pick in HVV, and I quite expect him to be nerfed very soon. The reason he ranks at number 4 is, well, in Galactic Assault, he's quite simply not very good. In pretty much every situation, just picking a Wookiee warrior would be so much better. The Wookiee has a thermal imploder, the ability to regen to full health at all times, as well as buff their health mid-gunfight, and a bowcaster just as good as Chewbacca's. And you can also buy 2 Wookiee warriors for the same price as 1 singular Chewie. Chewie's abilities are just nowhere near as strong in GA as they are in HVV, but he's so unbelievably OP in HVV that he had to rank somewhat high on our list, and he comes in at number 4. Now my top 3 heroes are all very close in my book, as all 3 are very good in both game modes, but taking our next spot we have Rey, by far the best of the saber users in Battlefront 2. She is absolutely great in both Heroes vs. Villains and Galactic Assault. Her insight is one of the greatest abilities hands down in GA. It takes her completely off the radar and gives her and her teammates the exact location of every enemy within range. Her saber also deals the most damage of any of the light side saber users, and she also has the highest base health of any light side hero. Her dash strike is great for knocking enemies over before finishing them off, and by God is her mind trick amazing in Heroes vs. Villains. There is no villain on the enemy team that I would ever feel like I'm at a disadvantage with when using Rey. She's just that good. There's not too much to say about Rey. She's almost too strong at times, and a lot of the time she makes Luke look like a complete joke. Taking our number 2 spot, we have the newest addition to the hero side of things, Finn, and my God is he good in both Galactic Assault and HVV. His big deal ability buffs him and all of his teammates, which allows Finn to tank through tons of damage before actually losing any health. His base assault rifle is godlike, and his undercover team ability is probably the most effective way of flanking the enemy in Galactic Assault. With all of that being said, Finn's Deadeye is just what makes him so powerful. This ability locks onto an enemy and every shot fired will land no matter what, and with the star cards I have, every time I get a kill the ability's timer refills partially, which allows me to just go on an absolute killing spree. Deadeye also recharges very quickly, and this just makes him unbelievably powerful in both HVV and Galactic Assault. He's also the perfect counter to an annoying Boba Fett in Heroes vs. Villains, as using his Deadeye will take him down in seconds from very long ranges. If you're a new player that struggles to be accurate, Finn is probably the hero for you. He's very easy to use, and once you upgrade him, he grows more powerful than you could possibly imagine. Taking our number 1 spot, we have Leia, and if you've ever stopped by my streams, you'll know exactly why. Leia is unbelievably deadly in the right hands. Her secondary fire tracks and kills enemies from across the map, her standard firing mode is very deadly up close, and once upgraded with the right star cards, Leia is a hero you'll probably never die with. If you haven't given her a chance, upgrade these 3 star cards for Galactic Assault: Laser Brain, For the Rebellion, and Rebel Heart, and then get back to me. These cards will pretty much assure you always have full health, and if you ever lose any health, every kill you get from across the map with your secondary fire will regenerate you back to full. If you're more of an HVV player, just upgrade her to E11 cards and one of her health cards, and enjoy melting people with your assault rifle while rolling away and taking reduced damage. Seriously, I cannot praise this hero enough. She's by far my favorite hero, and the better I get with her, the better I do. She's just so dang versatile, and there's really no situation where I feel Leia isn't a solid hero, like at all. She's definitely better in Galactic Assault than HVV, but even in HVV, she is top tier and one of my first choices. Well guys, that is going to do it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, let me know by leaving this video a like, and once again, if your opinion differs from mine at all, just let me know know in the comment section down below. I'll be reading each and every one of them, and I'll be very interested to see what you guys have to say. If you're new around here and you love all things Star Wars, absolutely feel free to subscribe to the channel. I would definitely appreciate that. And thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.